Alright, now that you've got your site set up, let's go on a brief tour of your dashboard and see where everything is. So when you first log in, you're going to come to this page which has total leads on it. You can always sort these based on new leads, complete leads, or partial leads, or just look at everything. You'll also notice that there's a bit of information here. Address, phone, email, lead source, lead added, and email subscription. If you don't really care about the lead source or exactly what time it came in, you can always jump over to the compact view and click on that, and it will take out a couple of those fields, making it a lot easier to see all of your data. Now from here, we have a couple of options. You can always export your leads. It will export them into an Excel format. You can also add a new lead. So when you click on add a new lead, they've given you the same options here: name, phone number, email, and address, as well as which automated emails you're going to send them. So you can send all automated emails, only send monthly emails, do not send monthly emails, or do not send any automated emails. So pick which one you want to use. A lot of people will put past clients in there, and then you can just send only monthly emails, which is the automated home value report update that gets sent out each month. Click on save and your lead will be added, and they'll start receiving the emails that you dictate to them. Alright, so jumping back over to the dashboard, there's two different kinds of leads with home value leads. One is called a partial lead, and the other is called a complete lead. So a partial lead is somebody who just fills in the address, but then does not put any information into the contact form. So you have no contact information for them, but you do have an address. That's called a partial lead. Some people do not choose to work at all with partial leads, instead concentrating on just working the complete leads, and that's perfectly okay. You don't have to do anything with partial leads. So complete leads, here you see it has a name, it has a phone number, it has an email address. So that's a complete lead. Again, the address is clickable, so when you click on the address, you will see the home value report that they received. Important to note, there are also two error messages that you may see on this screen. One may say no automated data, and the other one over here may say bogus email. Those happen if the email given is an incorrect email address or it bounces, and the no data available message would come up when there's not enough data in our system to be able to come up with an accurate home value report. And so you'll see that there. With those, they do not receive the report, obviously, and so they will receive a message that says one will be done manually and sent to them. So while we're here, let's take a look at what the report looks like. So you'll see that there's a report here for the address. My information is on here as the agent. Estimated value is 126.4. The estimated range is 107 to 145. There's some property details here, some recently sold properties, and some currently for sale properties. So what we're going to do is we're now going to jump back over to the dashboard, and we're going to go into site settings, and we're just going to look at the reports in AVM real quick. So I'm going to click on the report. Do you want to use the report as the confirmation page? We do not recommend this. Essentially what this does is they go through the system, and if they put in any contact information at all, whether it's bogus or not, they're going to land on the report page. Most agents just want to provide the report to somebody who provides them with information, so by default this is turned off. Show current listings, you can select between 1 and 10, or you can turn that off completely. Show sold data, you can again between 1 and 10, or turn it off completely. Use automated price and or price range on property report. You can choose price, range, or both. Obviously we have both selected here. However, if we wanted to change that and say we just wanted the range, we could select that, refresh, and you'll notice that the estimated range is the only thing showing and the price is no longer available. So I'm going to change that back to both. Alright, so let's say that you run this property and you say, you know, 126.4 is a little bit low for that property, and that's a pretty wide range. I'm not sure that I really like that. I would like to adjust that. Is that possible? Absolutely. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to Reports in AVM and then go to Automated Values. Do you want to use automated data? Of course we do. Do you want to adjust automated estimates? This is where you need to turn it on. And you'll see that there's three boxes here. You can adjust the price, you can adjust the low range, or you can adjust the high range, or all three. So going back to this property example, let's say that we want to increase it by 5%. but we also wanted to narrow the range. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the range by 8%, and we're going to decrease the high range by 5%. I'm going to click on Update Info. You see here it's saved. I'm going to go back to the report, hit refresh, and just like that, the estimated value is now 132.7, and the estimated price range is 116 to 152, which is a much narrower range. So you just have to play with that. We recommend running 5, maybe 10 property reports on homes that you know the value of, and seeing what you come up with, seeing if there's a pattern, if it's consistently low or if it's consistently high. Keep in mind that in markets that are rapidly changing and have very low inventory, you may have to bump up your estimated value in order to keep up with the change. So now we've got the reports and AVM settings done. Let's take a look at notification settings. So under notification settings, you have the option to send new lead notifications to additional email addresses. By default, we will notify the site administrator of new leads. However, let's say that you had an email address like Follow Up Boss. That will automatically send this email to Follow Up Boss, which will then put it into my CRM system. You can also do this for your virtual assistant or your admin, have them included on there so that they can follow up with the leads as well. If you would like to receive a text notification for new leads, you can turn this on. All it asks you to do is to select your provider. So for instance, if you have Verizon, and then enter your 10-digit phone number. So there's my phone number. I'm going to hit Update Info. And just like that, I will now receive a text message every time I receive a new lead. Now let's take a look at dynamic cities. I really encourage you to use dynamic cities. It's one of the features that sets us apart. Essentially what it does is it allows you to have multiple landing pages on the same domain. So we're going to set up the default city. So our default city is White Rock Lake, and I'm going to click on Save. Then I'm going to click on an Add City. I want to say Dallas because that's the area that I'm in. For the phone number, if you want to use a specific phone number, whether you use it for tracking purposes or whether you have different offices in different areas, you can do that here. If you put nothing in here, it will use the default phone number from your profile, so don't worry about that too much. I'm going to click on Save. Now once I click on Save, it will allow me to upload a background image. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a photo, and just like that, you see my background photo has been uploaded. I'm going to click on Update Info, and it saves there. If I wanted to add another city, I could just click on Add City, put in the name, put in the phone number, and save again. You can have unlimited dynamic cities in here, so your only limit is your imagination. Now I'm going to click on Update Info again just to make sure everything is saved. Now I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to bring my screen down just a touch so that you can see exactly how this works. So my domain is whiterockhomes.net. So you'll see what's your White Rock Lake home worth, get your complete and accurate home value report now. However, if I go up into the address bar and put /Dallas, you'll notice that the background photo changes, as well as the text on here that says what's your Dallas home worth. So that's the power of dynamic cities. You can have literally unlimited landing pages. It's just up to your imagination. So we're going to jump back up to the microsite settings here and go through a couple of pages here. One thing that you're going to notice is that there's a couple of other settings on here that we didn't pay attention to before. Number one is the contact form heading. The contact form heading is what shows up at the top of the property report page, and this is the text that's going to be included if they hit the Contact Me page. So just to give you an idea of what this is, have questions about this report, contact us. So if you click on that, that's exactly the same text that you just saw. Down below that a little bit, there's an analytics settings. So if you use Google Analytics and you want to track the traffic to your page, you can do that here. And pay-per-click conversion tracking code. This piece of code right here only goes on the confirmation page. So you can put the tracking code here and be able to track anyone who successfully goes all the way through and becomes a complete lead. So if you hover over microsite settings, there's another button here for the home page, and that correlates with exactly the text that goes on your home page. Step 2 is skipped by default. We do not recommend that you turn that on. However, we do give you the option. Step 2 being turned on decreases your conversion rates by about 50%, so it's a fairly significant number. But just to show you what's available in there, it is an additional step where it will ask what property type. If it has a unit number, it'll ask for a condition, it'll ask for additional details of the home, it'll ask for their time frame to sell, and we also have the website spokesperson, which you haven't seen just yet. It allows you to add additional property types, so single family residence, townhomes, or condos. If you have other property types in your area, you can certainly add those. But like I said, we recommend that you leave this page off. If you do deal with a lot of condos, you can ask for the unit number on the home page. We do not have that set by default. Hovering back over this drop-down box, go into step 3. This is the lead capture page. And the lead capture page asks you if you want to require name, email, phone number, or use the website spokesperson. It also gives you the information to put for the form title as well as the subtitle. Your final submit button text here, you can change that. As far as the website spokesperson, we recommend that you use the website spokesperson. Some people think that it might be annoying, but it has shown statistically to improve conversion rates by about 15%, which is a pretty good number. And finally, we're going to deal with the confirmation page. So you saw the confirmation page on the last video. It says your report is on the way. It should hit your email in the next 15 minutes. You can change this up. You can put in a link to your website, so you can really customize this to fit your business. Now there's 2 headings here. There's confirmation page heading and no value available heading. So if they go through the system, they become a complete lead, however, there's no automated data to generate a property report for them, they will get this second confirmation page. So just know that they may be receiving either of the 2. So we've pretty much gone over everything with the exception of email marketing, and we will get into that into much more detail in the next video.